Hey, what's up you guys? This is John Chacon with Austin Performance Fitness. Wanted to share something with you guys today that will, one, inform you and educate you, but two, also help to keep you out of pain and help you know a little bit more about your own body. Because as you know, everyone's created differently, everyone moves differently, everyone has different lengths of arms, torsos, legs, doesn't matter. But recently I had one of my high school athletes tell me that he was experiencing a lot of pain when he would sprint. I started digging back into his history about how long ago it started happening and when he started feeling it. And then also tried to ask him things that pertain to his sport. Right now he's in select baseball, not for his high school, but in a select team where they do a lot of batting practice and throwing. And I asked him if he changed up anything recently. And he said, yeah, as a matter of fact I have. And one of those things was his batting stance. Now, obviously, I know a lot of you might not play baseball. I know I don't play baseball anymore, but this is something that intrigued me. It may not be the sole thing that caused this problem, but it may be something that had a huge impact on what may have started causing his pain. And one of those things was, with his stance, I guess I'll show you from this side, his normal hitting position was he'd step forward, he'd launch, and he would turn. From this side, it looks like so, turn. Now if you see my body, see where my hips are at? In order to get a bigger swing, to produce a further hit and more impact on the ball, here's what he started doing with a lot of force. He would take that step, and instead of stopping right here, he would actually project his hip, round his back a little bit, and really emphasize that drive with the outside of his hip, exploding it forward instead of just being up top. Now, it definitely gave him more pop in his swing. He was saying it was helping a ton, sending that ball a lot further. However, he also started noticing over time, about the time he changed that up, was around the time he started feeling a lot of pain when he would forcefully try to flex his hip. Now, there may have well been possibly something else that he did along the lines, and we're still trying to dig into that. But what we tried working on was one, soft tissue work, kind of working around this area, the top part of his leg, the back part of his leg, hamstrings, trying to find those tissues that may be tight or may be strained. There could well be something really deep that we can't even feel or touch. But at the same time, we did manage to find some things that did help alleviate the pain. But now what he's experiencing is his left hip is now starting to get pain as well. Now, one of the many causes that could be to that is that he's protecting his right hip, and rightfully so because it hurts. But because he's protecting it, now he's starting to use his left hip a little more for certain things that he doesn't normally do. When you're playing a sport like baseball or lacrosse or football, anything where you're using the same arm over and over, or the same leg, perhaps in soccer you always kick with the same side, you can start to see one-sided issues, and those things can start to build up, and you might start affecting joints above and below that point. But you got to find out what's causing it. So a good reminder on this video, guys, is one, look back at your history. If you got something painful that just started happening over time and it's getting worse, look back over days, weeks, months. What did you change significantly, or what was a major event that may or may not have been the cause that around that time you started actually experiencing that pain? It might not be something that you experienced in your workout. Maybe it's at work. Maybe you started standing on one hip more than the other, or perhaps you started leaning one way, or perhaps you started leaning on your desk a certain way, or maybe you crossed your legs a certain way. Maybe you changed up the way that you are sleeping. Okay, that makes a big difference. Maybe you started sleeping on your stomach where you usually sleep on your back, and now you have low back pain. You never know, guys. So I encourage you, look back at your history, really dig deep, ask questions, ask your friends, ask your family, hey, what did I start doing around this time? What was it? Find out what it was. You might discover something more than you ever thought you could, and there might be a slight chance or a good chance that you might be able to squash whatever that thing is that's causing your pain, either change your lifestyle, change the way that you're moving, and help to kind of heal your way back to having that body that you had that didn't have pain from the get-go before you start heading to the doctor or anything like that, or start taking pain medication, because that's the last thing we want to do. If at any point you are at all like completely distraught about your issue or your pain, by all means go see a medical professional. But there are some things you can do before you head that way. So hopefully this helps you guys out. And by all means, like, if you learn nothing from this, don't go out and play baseball and thrust your hips really hard, really forward all of a sudden. But hopefully give you guys something to think about. This has been John Chacon with Awesome Performance Fitness. Stronger every day. Peace.